Hello everyone, Sister Appler. It has been a while since I made a fairy video, and I've decided to focus on Peer Butter and Brightman. They are probably one of the few among the few couples and or characters that have been discussed what happened to them. Since we haven't even get so much information on what happened to them. But the only answer we do know that they had passed away sometimes shortly after that Applebloom was born. Because from what I understand though, it doesn't seem that she has so much memories about her parents while growing up. So they must have passed away before while she was just a baby and probably after maybe between 1 or 2 years old. For otherwise she would have probably had more memories about her parents. But they aren't. At least from my understanding though, and from what I can see. But there is so many possibilities how or what happened to them. Some say that they passed away, from illness or something. Others might say that they might have been attacked by timber wolves. Like, for example, if Peter Butter were attacked by maybe it was one or two timber wolves, and Brightmac did anything to protect his wife, even if that she was seriously injured and that he did anything to protect her and perhaps end up seriously injured himself. Even that is possibility. We have never been confirmed or explained what happened to them. There has been a lot of discussions about this within the Brony fandom. Some people say they were attacked by timberwolves. Others might say they've been passed away from an accident or by some illness during winter or something, but we don't know for sure. But the only thing we can say for some certainty that they passed away sometimes after Applebloom was born. Because if they had died, passed away before Applebloom was born, she wouldn't have been around. But if I would say Applebloom passed away sometimes before they passed away sometimes after Applebloom was born. But exactly at what point of history, we don't know. She could have been sometimes around when she was a baby to almost at like 2 years old, sometime between there, if I would estimate. There is a lot of so much of we don't know about Pierre Butter and Brightneck. I mean, for example, when the Apple siblings went to see Grandpa, it has been stabilized that he was aware about his grandchildren. So it is possible that Peter Butter was aware about her father's location, her where he lived in Vancouver, and that reached out to him. But he refused to have any sort of contact with her. After that she chose to be an apple rather than be a pear. So let's assume that Grandpa was so upset about his daughter choosing side from the family, so that he refused to have any sort of contact. And after that, he learned what happened to his daughter, that was no longer around, and that the only of his family had left was his grandchildren. It is a very strong chance that after he learned about his daughter's passing, it is very likely he had regretted every single day that he didn't reach out to her to have try to re, try to reopen restart their relationship, try to repair it. I cannot even imagine for a grandparent how this like to losing a child, his own only daughter like that. But in this case, what happened to Peter Butter and Brightneck? There has been so many discussions about possible ending or possible happens to them. There is so much details we don't know. Some of this information is just some speculation within the fandom. Some of it might be a little bit off. Others might say is a strong chance that it could happen. For example, number one, what if they were dead, both of them passed away during winter, during some sort of perhaps the pony flu or something? Like, Peter Butter was so badly shaped, she was very ill, and as later after that, it was Brightman. Even if we don't have any firm information to back this up, though. And number two, this is my probably one of those most debated that Timberwolves was a cause of the both of their passing. Exactly why I mentioned Timberwolves. Well, let's say if that Peter Butter was doing out for a walk with her husband, while Grant Smith was looking after both their three children. Let's say if the Timberwolves attacked Peter Butter, and that Brightman would do anything to protect her, even if it meant that she was very seriously injured, and that he ended up the same thing, and that he would probably carry her all the way back to the farm to get help, and in her condition it might have been worse though. And we don't know exactly for sure though. And that is the probably two most common theories about what happened to them. But if I would say it is possible, most likely, that he passed away during the winter or some illness or something. It has been so many discussions within the fandom what happened to Applejack's parents. There is so many discussions about this. Even long before we even was introduced them in the show, there were no information what happened out at all about them. They were not mentioned about the names or even mentioned at all. But they were not until when Applebloom and her friends got the cutie marks. When Applejack mentioned there that if their mom and dad would be there, they would be so proud of her. That was the only time when they mentioned that they were parents. But it wasn't until the episode The Perfect Pair when they were first announced to be shown and even by name. So, what happened between them? What happened? That is one of the questions that we might not have much an answer for. Some would say that was just they passed away from ailments. Others may say that they were attacked by timber wolves. Both both the possibilities are strong chance, but if I would say it's very likely they passed away from an illness. Even that they were only mentioned and even brought shown for only for one episode. I was just happy to be able to see both their parents and get to know more about them, to know more about their backgrounds. I just I had a wish there could have been more episodes afterwards. They could have been mentioned, or perhaps some flashbacks. If they could have been shown some flashbacks or something, that would have been amazing. At least some sort of conclusion of maybe seeing when Applejack and Bright Mac, sorry, Big Mac and Applejack was growing up, and seeing helping their parents at the farm. I don't know. What if this? But there is even another possibility that another theory what can happen to them. And the number three epic part on that. What if they both passed away during a farm accident? Since it happens that many people get injured at farms. What happened? What if they both passed away in some by random farm accident? It is a strong chance that they could also be. But get to know more about both Applejacks and parents are a great moment. So there was a great episode. Not only knowing that this was some sort of Romeo and Juliet storyline, like they were both much so much in love, but the both families hate each other. It was a perfect Romeo and Julia story, without without the ending though, that they end up married and having three children. Other than that, they were just amazing couple. They didn't care what the parents will think. As long as they were happy, they are happy. But was the ending of what happened to both Pierre Butter, and Bright Mac is a very much big unknown. But if I would say they most likely passed away during an illness, and sometimes between when Apple Bloom was a baby and 2 years old. That is only I myself estimate though. I cannot even imagine how it's like to losing their own family like that. At least parents so young. Anyways, if you have your own opinions or thoughts about this particular video or this theory, or if you have your own theory what could happen to Applejack's parents, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, subscribe, leave a comment, and as always, this is Switch Diablo over and out.